I'm pausing one of my workouts to talk about my race on Sunday because I've not gotten to catch up about it. It was great. It was awesome. I was the only wheelchair competitor. Used my Handcycle for the event. It was mostly flat. There were some hills though. And the tricky thing is with any sort of incline when you're on this bike, it's got weight to it. So I'll slow down more than a runner will on an incline, but I'm going to speed up way faster than a runner will on any sort of decline. So people were passing me on the inclines, but then I was just passing them right back on the declines, the downhills and whatnot. So that was cool. I don't know what I came in overall compared with the runners, but it was number one and only in my division. So I got a beanie for winning. But I would have gotten a blanket as like an overall winner. So I have to sign up earlier next year to make sure that they've got supplies for me. But it was a lot of fun. I definitely want to do it again next year. I'm someone who's not afraid to be like the only person in a division. There was somebody after the race who's a friend of a friend who congratulated me. He's like, oh, wow, like you're the only one like standing out and everything like that. That's really brave of you. And I just told him like, I don't care. And I don't, it's just like, I want to do what I want to do. And I wanted to compete in that race. So it didn't matter if there weren't other people there with me doing it too. It would have been nice to meet other people who want to compete in an event like that. But I was perfectly fine being the one and only competitor and winner. More prizes for me in the end. But yeah, it was a cool event. It was mostly flat. There were some inclines. I had no idea what the course was going to be. I was pretty much lost, but thankfully there were a ton of course marshals who were out on the field. I ended up losing my phone probably like within the first mile, and so I was able to tell one of the course marshals, and she passed it to somebody in a vehicle, like the end of the pack vehicle. So eventually I got it back at the end of the day. So that's why I didn't have any like footage of the day or anything like that. And Patrick had left his phone at the house, so we had nothing until the event was over. So yeah, but it was a good time, really good snacks afterward. That really helped. But I have never worked so hard on this bike before. I think like I'll push myself in the neighborhood, especially when it comes to like hills and stuff like that, and I'll push for like long distance. But this was the first time I was really pushing for speed, where it was like 5 miles and we are just sprinting the whole time as much as possible. Obviously I couldn't sprint on the inclines. There was one point where I didn't quite judge the incline and what sort of gear I would need to be in. So I was doing one of these things and just like inching up. I can't inch up because I got my brakes on. But I would just sort of like go back and inch up, go back and inch up. And that's how I made it up the hill. It was an open course. So that wasn't that bad. I thought it was going to be a little bit riskier. And there were some points where like I had to not pass a runner because I was going to go into the road and there were cars behind us who were trying to be respectful of us and whatnot. So they were going slow. I was having a slow. I just wanted all them to zoom past so that I could zoom past. But it worked out. It was a good time. And yeah, it was freezing cold when I first started out. The outfit I wore, I'm just doing my warm up and thinking like, I'm dressed wrong and I don't have any time to change it, and this is really gonna suck. But thankfully, like after that first like half mile, 3/4 miles or something like that, I warmed up. About halfway through I took my gloves off because they were just so toasty. But going back to like doing a 5 mile sprint, it's like that was the first time I've ever done that hard, that fast before. And with the last like 3, looking at my watch, I thought I just had 1 mile left, and I could like feel my muscles kind of like shaking, vibrating as I was working. And I just remember thinking like, okay, it's 1 more mile. You've got this. You've done way more than that. Like just take it home. And probably like 0.6 of a mile and I was done. But it just like, I've never felt that kind of shake in my arms like I did, even in swims. Like swims haven't done it, any other kind of weight training. It was just like this crazy, really crazy feeling to feel it in my arms like that. toward the end, I got into a straightaway and I'm side by side with a runner, and I look over at him like, are we racing? And he said, I don't think so. I beat him. And I really wanted to, like, I got a 2-minute head start. But the clock time was based on the runners, but I could see it. I had like 5 seconds to go to make it under 35 minutes. Clock time, not my actual time, but I was like, I have to beat this. And I don't know what my face looked like. It was ugly, trying hard type of face. And I know I was breathing like a maniac, like the last like mile. I'm just like, I don't care who hears me. We're breathing. We're getting through this. Yeah, it was, I'm sure, a disgusting looking finish. And I didn't make it under that 35 minute. I was so bummed. I mean, even like, I still had 2 minutes anyway, but it's just nice to see that number, you know? But yeah, so it was a good time, good snacks. I'll be back. It was fun. And hopefully I'll be able to find some other events in the area where I can compete as well. If you're in Albany and you want to compete in a wheelchair or hand cycle, hit me up. Let me know.